Would you like to look and feel younger again? Are you tired of suffering from chronic aches and pains? I have great news. LifeWave X39 is a breakthrough in health technology. It uses advanced light technology to regenerate your body's stem cells, reversing the biological effects of aging, activating your body's healing systems, and relief from chronic pain. LifeWave also improves energy, quality of sleep, muscle and joint repair, promotes healthy skin and hair, and much more. LifeWave is very affordable and has a AAA+ rating. Learn more about this amazing technology and start X39 today. For a free consultation, email Prime Minister at getx39power@gmail.com.
Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we are going to be discussing The Golden Bachelorette, episode 2. So that's what we're going to be doing. But before we head into that, let's do some hot goss. It's been a little bit. So this is, sorry for my voice, didn't know my voice sounded like this. Windows are open now, and my voice is being affected due to it, so bear with me. So Bree, this is Selling Sunset related, that's what I was getting into. So Bree is kind of opening up about where she stands with Chelsea after the season. She spoke exclusively with People at the Rookie Kids fashion show on Thursday, September 26th. And she revealed there that I don't plan on talking to her. She says, I wish her the best. Every time I try is a disaster, and I'm just good on all of it. She says that she's not worried about having to attend Selling Sunset events with Chelsea. She said, as I said on the show, I'm perfectly fine in a room with a bunch of bitches that hate me. I could not care less. It seems more like a you problem, to be honest. Bree added that it's been helpful for the entire cast to take time off after filming the show's confrontation-filled episodes, saying honestly, it can be really time-consuming and exhausting and just like mentally, physically, everything. And so I feel like all of us kind of take a break, honestly, in between. And then when we film and everything, like, we're always cool, we're always sweet. If we have things going on, like, we invite each other. But that whole situation, I really took a step back. So that's basically that. With that, I guess we'll see how the next season will go with everything, because I will have a little bit more Selling Sunset drama since the show aired, but that will be a little later. Okay, so next piece, this is Love is Blind related. So Chelsea, who is from season 6, has found her twin flame, as it were. The season 6 contestant who got engaged to Jimmy has now hard launched her new man in a sweet new photo shoot. She captioned that me and T. Don't know what that means because I don't know if he got his name, but the artsy images were taken by a photographer named Scott Stockton. Chelsea tagged her boyfriend, Tim Teeter, in the post, showing off her boyfriend's neck and hand tattoos, as well as his man bun and flowing locks. And while Tim's profile is private, his avatar image features his flight attendant love and a direct shot of his face, and he grins for the camera. According to his profile, he's also listed as the owner of a luxury car import and rental company. Of course, the reality star got plenty of love from her Love is Blind co-stars in the comments section, including Amy, who married Johnny in season 6. So I do have a picture of her and her boyfriend. I will post it. Prior to hard launching the relationship, Chelsea did tease her social media followers, implying there was a new man in her life. Hours before the reveal, she took fans behind the scenes of the couple's romantic getaway at Bolt Farm Treehouse in Whitley, Tennessee, showing their legs cuddling up while watching the movie Interstellar together in bed. The new romance news comes just one day before the next season of Love is Blind was set to drop. So, yeah. And the last piece, this is Bachelor Nation related. I will post pictures just because in case people don't remember who this is. Kendall, if you remember Kendall Long, I don't remember what season she's in, but maybe it'll be in this article. She is expecting. So she was on season 22 of the franchise, which is, I don't know who that was. I don't know, Peter, maybe? Anyway, and she appeared on Bachelor in Paradise, announced that she's pregnant, expecting her first baby with her husband, Mitchell Sagley. Sharing a series of photos on her Instagram, Long can be seen posing in a bikini and holding a series of sonogram images standing alongside Sagley on a beach. Saying, quote, "We have had quite the escapade these past few years, but the most exciting adventure is yet to come." Long wrote in her caption, "Baby Sagley due February 2025. And I do have that photo. And that's basically it. And that's a pretty good segue, actually, into the episode. So let's get into it. Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Episode 2. We're on week 1. So we kind of hear the guys being like, cheers to 401ks and Medicare to Joan. Everyone is exploring the mansion at this point. They're, some people I think who are actually fans of the show are very much in awe of this. And they figure out, how the sleeping arrangements are going to be, the fact that some of them are going to be sleeping on top bunks. Pascal is like, this is the only closet. I need another closet. This isn't big enough for all my clothes. And whoever he was talking to, which I can't remember which guy was like, no, sir, this isn't my closet. Get out of here. But anyway, he says, listen, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do laundry. And all this could remind me of is that scene at the end of Mrs. Doubtfire when she's trying to find a new nanny after she finds out Mrs. Doubtfire was Daniel the whole time. And that older lady's like, listen, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't wipe, I don't change diapers, I don't do this, I don't do that, she didn't do anything. This is Pascal in male form. So he also says that he likes to sleep naked. So don't mind him if you see his dick and balls just flaring if he's going to the bathroom. My guy, you are in a house full of men and you're not sleeping alone. Why are you sleeping naked? Can't you put some boxer shorts on? Anyway. So then we got Jesse coming in, and Jesse tells them how this kind of works and, talking about the fact that they're going to have 3 dates this week. There's going to be 2 groups, one-on-one. And he's kind of going through this, and he talks about the one-on-one, the fact that if you don't get a rose at the end of that date, you're going home right away. He's going through all of this, right? And poor Charles is like, can you repeat that? I love Charles. And I know he goes home this week. I'm so sad. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the full episode yet, but I'm so sad. But anyway, so we got the first date, and then it's a group date card. And on this date, we have Gary, Bob, Jonathan, Charles L., Mark, Jordan, Guy, and Keith. And it says, I have a question for you. Go to the other room and find out what it is. So they go to the next room, and it's just suits upon suits upon suits in this room. They're going to be going to prom. But her question was, will you go to prom with me? Which I thought was really, really cute. And it's like, some of the men here haven't gone to prom before. We'll talk about it. And I kind of remember having this conversation with my mom, and she also hadn't gone to her prom. She didn't have a date. And I was like, really? I know everyone's experience with prom is very different, but I was never going to miss my prom for the world, whether I had a date or I didn't. And I did. But I would have just gone and had a great time with my friends. Like, this is prom, you know? And I got a lot of memories from that night, you know? It was just, so it's really sad, but we're gonna kind of talk about, I can't remember, I know there was more than one guy who didn't go to his prom, but we kind of really focus on one guy not going to his prom, and that basically will be this guy. So Jonathan, he said he'd never been to prom before. We were going to find out all that situation and how that went down in a little bit, but then we got Joan coming. She looked great in her dress. She said that she hasn't gone, well, last time she went to prom, or when her prom was in 1981. And yeah, uh-huh, a long time ago. Thriller hadn't even come out yet. The guys leave in a limo, and CK is like, oh, well, it's nap time. So they arrive at prom, and someone is going to be crowned prom king alongside Joan being prom queen. Then we get Taylor Dane. You know, tell it to my, tell it. Okay. And the guys start doing like a dance off, and then, you know, that's, you know, Taylor Dane's singing, which well, she sounded okay. Like, I always thought, like, she had a pretty great voice, but, like, she sounded okay. Anyway, she's done her one song. She'll be back later to do another one. And they start singing Celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Like, I got Cool in the Gang. I've been like, did wow. These are things that you wouldn't hear on any other show, and you do here. And I love it. I feel like even on the regular Bachelorette shows, you don't hear these songs. Like, the budget is so high on the Golden Bachelor batch shows. Like, it's great. Anyway, then we do like these photos or playing games, and they do show, like, they have like photos from back in like the day when they were young and teenagers, of each of the guys. And Jonathan, oh, he looked completely different, first of all. And Jonathan apparently went to a Catholic high school, same girl's name. And he was the only person of color, though, at that school, which is, I kind of, I don't think I've ever been the only person of color at any school I've been at, but in elementary school, the numbers were very small. There wasn't a lot of people of color at my elementary school. High school was very different. It was actually a bit of a shock because I wasn't used to it. Having that many people of color in a school, it was refreshing. But I can't imagine kind of knowing you stand out a little bit. But he did ask a girl to go to his prom. And at the very last minute, she decided not to go. So that kind of obviously hurt his feelings. Jordan went on a date with Taylor Dane before. He kind of sees her and she recognized him. They went on one date and it was a very quick date, but she recognized him, which is insane. And Gary, since we're just throwing out celebrity connections here, Gary is the godson of the late, great Tina Turner. Let me repeat, the late, great Tina Turner. What does love have to do with it? We don't need a hero. Private dancer, Tina Turner. Wow. I'd be telling everybody. Did you know I'm the godson of Tina Turner? I would be telling everybody. But he says that she was a very nice person. How she was on stage is not how she was with, you know, the people she cared about and loved and family. She was just another, she was just family. And I love that. Oh, anyway. So while everyone is kind of dancing, we kind of go over to Charles, and he's just sitting down on the the benches, the benches, whatever. And he's not dancing. It's kind of in his own world a little bit. And he kind of says that he he kind of isolates himself due to, you know, his wife and his sadness because of losing her. Then he does talk to Joan, and he tells her about losing his wife 6 years ago, and he only dated one person, and that was his wife. They're each other's first for everything. And his daughters told him that he has to try to be happy, not live in this. It's been 6 years. Obviously, you're never going to forget. You're never going to, moving on is not always going to be an easy thing, especially when you've lived so long. You lived with each other for so long. You've been in each other's lives for so long. I think they started dating in high school. Like, they, yeah. But you got to try to be happy. And it's okay to, she would want you to be. And I think that's what his daughters are trying to tell him. And it's like, be sad. It's fine to be sad, but try to find that happiness. And he just called his daughter and says, "It's your dad calling," because like caller ID would probably tell her that anyways. He's like, "Guess what? I went to prom." And she says, "I want to see you dancing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you dance before." And then we see him dancing out on he fills my heart with joy. Charles does. Like, he fills my heart with such joy. Like, oh, anyway. And then we go to the other guys, and like the other guys back at the house, and we have another date card, and this one says chalk. Meet me at the happiest place on earth. So obviously we're going to Disneyland. That's evident. But back at prom, it's now time to crown the prom king, and that person will get the group date rose as well. So she gives that to Jonathan, and since he didn't get to go to his prom, and obviously how that kind of affected him, because he just go into a little more detail about, like, he was really upset. He's still really upset. Like 30 years later, he's still really upset about it. And I mean, like, I understand being upset about it. Maybe in the next like 5 years or something, but this seemed to really affect him. Like, I don't know if it's this coupled with the divorce, maybe feel any kind of rejection he's kind of gone through life. I don't know if it's a mix of everything, or if he's still really there in that moment, being like, she didn't come to the prom with me. Like, like, I just don't know. Like, I, I I'm like, how many years now? 15 years out now from, yikes ish, 15 years ish out from prom now, and high school and all that. And I would not be upset if like a date didn't show up to prom. I wouldn't have been upset about it. I'm like, whatever, like, mm, whatever. So that's why I'm wondering if it's like a mixture of things, if it's the rejection from his marriage falling apart and all that. Maybe relationships since then not working out or whatever. I don't know if it's a multitude of things, but I hope it's a multitude of things, and not that you're still stuck on prom didn't work out for you. Like 1,000 years later, Anyway, so then we see Taylor Date come back out, and she does the other song, which right now I cannot remember what song it was, but I know she does her other song, and the slower one, and that's basically the date. So a lot of the guys we see them are napping because the guys are not sleeping because people snore. Greg snores really bad, apparently. We're mimicking Greg in his snoring. Greg is doing Pascal's laundry, though, because, like we said, Pascal doesn't do laundry. He's literally paying like $100 for Greg to do his laundry. My guy. And it's like, anyway, we'll get to him later. Um, for me, like, I just, you want to catch me touching anyone's laundry. Like, intimately, if I have kids and I do my kids' laundry, that's one thing. Family, maybe, to an extent, yes. But I'm not doing a complete stranger's laundry. Absolutely not. But Chalk is getting ready for his date to the happiest place on earth. And Chalk has never been to Disneyland in about 30 years, or I've never been at all. Okay, okay. Anyway, then we see like this train going by, and there's Joan just sitting there. So we put on our Mickey ears, and we're gonna go meet Mickey and Minnie with our Mickey ears. I saw Goofy as well, kind of, walking by. And they go on the Dumbo ride, which I would love to go on, but I think I would hate because I don't like spinning. It'll make me dizzy. Anyway, um, they go over to the Star Wars exhibit too, where there is the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, whatever. I'm not a Star Wars girly, so don't come at me. But what I do love about Star Wars is this little guy that comes out, which is R2D2. I love R2D2, and I'm just like, and he comes out and he's flirting with Joan. I love R2D2. I also love CP3O as well because he's just a sassy robot. But anyways, um, he's so cute. But it's kind of the night portion now. We're kind of going through this pretty quickly, and Joan looks like a Disney princess. She kind of looks like Cinderella. And he tells her that he got married, had 2 kids, they got separated, and he was single for about 3 years. And then he met his wife, Kathy, who he was married to for about 9 years. And she ended up at the hospital. And they found tumors on her brain. And they did do surgery and found out that it was glioblastoma, which is what you don't want. You don't want that. And she was alive for 5 months and 4 days. And he said the month before she died, she told him that she wanted him to move on, be happy, find happiness. And their stories are very similar, very similar. And she says that she doesn't feel as safe anymore since John passed away. And she feels safe with Chalk, though. I like them together. And like I said, I haven't seen the full episode of the most recent episode, the 4th episode. And I'm really nervous. I'm really, really nervous that we're going to have kind of history repeating itself and Chalk might leave. I don't know yet. So I'm not spoiling anything because I don't know. But I'm very, very nervous. I did say it to my mom because I did get up to the point where we kind of see him talking about his mom and stuff like that. And it clicked. And I'm like, oh no. Like, I'm very nervous because I really do like them together. But she gives him the rose. And then we hear Cinderella, what song was it again? But they were watching fireworks while the song was playing. Shoot, what song was it again? I used to be a really big Cinderella girly, but I've kind of fallen off with it, and I just don't remember what song it was. Ugh. Shoot, that's gonna bug me. Anyways, date went well though. That's that. So we're gonna take a quick break here, and when we come back, we will jump in with the second half of the episode. And I am back. So let's jump in with the final date of this episode, and that's the group date. So we got Captain Lee, I mean Kim, is um, fixing the garbage disposal because someone broke it, I guess. I don't know. Hand me the Allen wrench. And all I could think of in this moment when he said that was, River, River, you want a wrench? You want a wrench, River? River? Okay. So we got a group date card, and it says that you are invited to the second annual talent show. So all of the remaining men. Captain Lee, I mean Kim, is ready to go, y'all. He's got a song. Dan is feeling a little nervous though because he has like this tremor. He does explain what the tremor is called. I think he said something about familial something. So it's an actual diagnosis he has, and he's kind of worried about that. So we arrive at the group date. We got Lonnie Lace here to help judge the talent show. The lucky winner will be getting a one-on-one dinner with Joan. Everyone else will be going back to the mansion. So we see CK breaking a board and in the process punches Greg in the stomach. That was funny. Um, not for Greg, but Chris does a yo-yo trick and one of the guys juggled. I can't remember who that was. Michael wrote a poem that he read. Jack does sock puppets. My God, my guy, that's her talent. Sock puppets. He did it his way, y'all. Anyway, Greg, I wrote Greg snores. Did he snore? Is that what he did? Was that his talent? Am I confused? Anyways, Pascal just does the thing that he always does anyways and cuts hair. Like, come on now. Anyway, he does like a scissor trick too. Like, it was so stupid. Anyway, he said that that particular cut that he did would cost $175. And me and Lonnie are like, no, we're good. A simple fucking cut costs $175, sir. $175. I don't think I've ever spent $175 on my hair ever. What the hell? Anyways, Captain Lee, Kim, he sings question mark a song. That was not singing, y'all. This guy thinks he can sing. He can't sing. He's a horrible singer. He's not even a good writer. This song was whatever. But the next one that comes later, we'll talk on it in that episode. But it's just like, you can't sing, sir. You cannot sing. You're talking. Anyway, the crowd just erupts though because they really like the song. It was something about rainbows and dreams or something. It was whatever. The crowd really erupts and they really like the song. And he thinking, oh, I got this one in the bag. If if the audience participation shows me anything, it means I got this. But then it's Dan's turn. And Dan's a little nervous again. He's like, how do I top that? Like, he did really well. Like, how do I top that, Well, Dan ends up doing a ribbon dance. And he explains that, kind of briefly, not, and, that this is kind of the thing that was made for him under the circumstances. And Joan does notice that he has shaky hands. And he says, I'm not nervous, but I do have a tremor. And then the winner of this talent show is Dan. Because like how could you not? Like he went up there despite everything and he did it. And that's what appeals to Joan. And that's kind of what she went through. She went up there, she did this thing that she didn't want to do, and she did it. And it was the fact that she conquered the fear, and that's what made her win it when she did it the year before. So it, yeah. But Captain Kim, we're not going to call him Captain Lee because Captain Lee would never, is like, God damn it. Actually, that's what Lee would have said. Anyways, he's like, in all honesty, he is a little bit of a sore loser. Okay. I'm saying that. He's being a sore loser here. And then we have this date, this dinner, kind of what looks like in the front of the London Bridge. Um, but it kind of this backdrop gave me Jack the Ripper vibes. It didn't give me romance. It gave me you're about to get like your whole insides just ripped out. Sorry. Okay. So back at the house, the guys are like, Dan won. CK's like, I think Captain is pissed. And Captain is like, of course I want to be the one to win. I feel happy for Dan, but like I wanted to win, of course. Well, yeah, we all want to win, but you kind of are handling the loss really bad. I think it's because everyone clapped for him. Everyone was this. And it's like, well, I'm probably going to win this one. And then you don't. I understand being so close because I think he was very close. But it's just like, okay, but you didn't win. So get over it. Anyway, back to the date. Dan says that I have diabetes, and he explains that all of his organs started to shut down. And he was told that he might only have 6 months to live. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like he hadn't even spent a day in a hospital. There was no reason for this in his mind. And he did what he had to do to get better. He changed his diet. He changed his lifestyle. He did what he had to do. He just didn't want to die, obviously. He's like, I still have the diabetes because you never not have it once, especially, well, that's not true. If you have type 1, you're going to have it. With type 2, you might have an opportunity to deal with it, but to manage it. But Joan then gives him the rose, and then we hear some violins playing in the background, and they dance, and that's basically the date. I like Dan. I do like Dan. So we're at the mansion, and the guys are preparing. We see corn, salad. We're having a barbecue, y'all. And CK is grilling, and of course Pascal's not doing anything. Let's be real. And they're doing this instead of doing a cocktail party. And then Joan shows up, and we're playing cornhole. It's also Joan's son's birthday today, and he is 28. So Jack is like, now that I've had my time to talk to her, because he does talk to her, he's gonna go do his cannonballs in the pool. He's really excited. He's like, at least I got that out of the way. So we go do some cannonballs in the pool. My guy, do you realize why you're here? Like, what? Pascal shows her his closet, which obviously is probably very expensive. And Keith hula hoops with Joan. And Jack is still doing a lot of cannonballs in the pool. Meanwhile, Joan gives Gary a framed picture of them from prom, and he is so, I really like Gary as well. He's so excited about this picture. He can't stop looking at it. It's making him a little bit emotional. I really, really, really like Gary. I really do. I really like him. Like, I don't think she's picking him, but I think at the very least she has a new friend. I really like him. Anyway, so Captain Kim shows pictures of his late wife and his granddaughter to Joan. She just turned 8 years old, and his wife, her grandmother, died when she was 17 months old. So apparently she wrote a letter to her that she just got, and she handled it well. He was a mess, obviously, but yeah. Then Joan talks to Mark, our favorite, and Mark holds a special place in my heart because Mark's the guy that I would definitely do things with. Some of these other guys are not. I love them, the personalities. Jonathan is another. Jonathan could get it. That's for sure. There is something about Jonathan for me that I kind of haven't figured out yet that makes me a little concerned. But Jonathan can get it. Mark can also. Anyways, she's talking with Mark, and he tells her, about being in the army, which is again something I definitely forgot about. But we did hear this from Kelsey. She was an army brat, and he talks about that, and he talks about the fact that like when they were in Germany, and I think they were in Germany for 10 years, and he learned how to speak and write in German, and he kind of, I guess this is a little bit of a test here, kind of has a conversation with her in German. So he's having a conversation with her in German, and she's like, okay, well, I think I got this because like her family is Dutch. So she's like, so she's got this. And then he gets to the last one, and it basically says, can I kiss you? I'm not going to repeat in German, but can I kiss you? And she says, oh, of course, you'd ask that in English. And then they kiss. And she's like, should have asked for that sooner. I love him. I, anyway, she's so into him. Could you not? Anyway, but then it is rose ceremony time. And let's go through who she picks, and then we'll go through who she doesn't. So, Mark, Gary, Pascal, Jordan, CK, Keith, Gil, Charles L, Kim, Greg, and Guy. So going home is Bob, Michael, Christopher, and Jack. And just as he entered, he exits with, and I did it my way. And that's a wrap on Jack. Anyway, that's a wrap on this episode. This was great. I finally got this done. So the next episode that you can expect to get is actually Sister Wives. We're going to take a break from Golden Batch, and we're going to come back to it in a little bit. So we're going to do Sister Wives from last week. We're going to do Sister Wives. It's just going to be me. Letitia is not going to be on it, so it's just going to be me. We'll get her back for next week, hopefully. And we will be doing that next. So that's, of course, our bonus. So we'll be just focused on the episode. But that is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps. Every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.